Alright, welcome back to the Lady Arcaders Super Showcase 2024. We are here raising money for care and with a 4-day marathon at that with some amazing games coming up. Want to know what else we have from the later part of this evening, from day 3 and day 4 and beyond? Type !schedule into the chat so you can get a link towards the full schedule for the entire weekend. And it's all in your own time zone. I know all the social media team is making sure to keep everyone informed about the showcases happening, so make sure to share and retweet our account over at Lady Arcaders to spread the word. We appreciate any support you can give. And talking of support, we are also just about ready for the second run of the day. BeamQueenSol is ready to go with Kirby Mouse Attack. Hang on, that's not correct. This is the completely wrong district that I'm looking at here. This is Kirby Squeak Squad? Oh, either or, however you want to end up calling this game, we're all ready to see it.
Yes, we have weird districts for this game. There's also, I forget the exact Japanese name for this, but it's also a great title. Anyways, hello. Hello, Lady Arcaders, welcome. I am BeamQueenSol. I will be your performer for the next, roughly hour. So this is, Kirby Sweet Spot, or Kirby Mouse Attack, or, I forget the Japanese name. I would have said it if I remembered it.
I've got it in front of me. Hoshinokabi Sanjo Do Chitan. Whatever that means in English.
I forget what it is in English. But there you go. So yeah, let me do that before it. Just if I say or too long, it will actually go back to the title screen, and we don't want that. In fact, let me just go ahead and get into it, and I'll just kind of explain a few things as we start. So, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, I'm gonna skip this cutscene. It's not terribly important. Kirby just wanted to eat some cake, and someone swiped it, so now, that is Dreamland's problem. And there you go, you're caught up on the story. This game can be best summed up as, what if the Kirby anime had a playable episode? And that's basically what this is. But this is like a critical misunderstanding in entirely too many ways. Anyways, Alara, if you'd like to introduce yourself, please go ahead. I am very sorry for kind of, jumping the gun.
Oh, you're good. Hi, I'm Alara. I am going to be hanging out with y'all for a little bit here with Soul, and I played one Kirby game a bajillion years ago, and I don't remember anything about it.
We need a slap.
We do. But hey, it seems like you're about to teach me a whole lot about Kirby in the next little bit here.
Yeah, yes, are you familiar with Wheel? Because you'll be learning a lot about Wheel.
I mean, I have to assume Wheel go fast.
It does. Also Bubbles. So this game has a unique thing. You'll notice on the bottom screen that the bubble just kind of fell down in the Kirby's stomach. That's because this game has like a whole mechanic where you can carry different like items with you, like other abilities, or like healing items, stuff like that. Most importantly, you can also eventually carry invincibility candy, and that is every bit as busted as it sounds. It'll be very important later.
So you just have a backup bank of abilities that you can rely on?
Yes. It's the only game in the series that's done it. It never came back up.
That sounds so convenient, though. Also, probably great for routing.
It makes the routing very interesting. I'm gonna enter here again, because I actually want to have a full inventory. I'm gonna grab that bubble and just leave. And now for the fun part, where we actually have to get Wheel. So, here's how I'm gonna do this. We're gonna see these two enemies here. Hopefully we'll get this. It's actually pretty early on in the mix. And perfect, first try, let's go. So this is Kirby Wheel Squad, and Wheel is very prominent, very fast, and we're gonna be using it a lot. And if you're wondering why would you use Wheel a lot, this is why. Wheel just kind of just flies in the air. So
Kirby go fast.
Kirby does zoom. Kirby very much does zoom. Also, that's Mr. Frosty. Don't worry about him. He's just there. He's there having a good time.
I didn't expect Kirby to have the zoomies in this.
Kirby has the most overwhelming of zoomies in this game. By the way, we're gonna skip a cutscene there. If we grab that chest, the game introduces us to our main kind of antagonist, the Squeaks. So there's several of them. You've got DeRoach, who's the leader. You've got Storo, which is a really big one. You've got Spinny, who's very small and also throws like ninja stars and stuff. And you have Doc, who rides vehicles for the most part, rides like a UFO. You'll see them eventually.
Okay, I'm here for the villains, though. We got Dr. Wily, we got Little Mini Sonic, Ninja. Like, this sounds interesting.
Dr. Wily. I've never heard a dog called Dr. Wily, and I'm kind of here for it.
That's what you just described. It's a doc that rides vehicles and, like, UFO things.
Yes, and he kind of rides stuff that isn't that out of place. It isn't out of place. I can't even say you're wrong.
Okay, so while you collect yourself, do we have time for a quick donation?
Absolutely. This stage has nothing going on here, really.
Okay then, so we have a $25 donation from Grey Goo Girl saying, here's my Earthbound Runner incentive and a bit more. Looking forward to the rest of the runs today. Thank you so much. So that went towards the big target that we're aiming for right now, which is the boss endurance run right here in Kirby Squeak Squad. And if the $100 target gets met, that will happen right after this run. In addition, we also have a poll going on right now to choose the protector dog in the Red Lantern. It is a race between Iggy and Barkley, and the dog with the most money at the start of that run will end up taking that position. Remember, !donate in the chat. Let's get both of those incentives sorted out, okay? Okay.
Yeah, I would love to see that. Especially as boss endurance, I don't think it's actually been showcased anywhere yet, so it would be really cool to get to do that. So yeah, you saw Teen DDD there, so we kind of had this thought process of, well, he probably did it as like a joke or something. Just that he seems like the sort. He didn't. He didn't do it. That's actually a very good cutscene. Like the sweet show right after that, DDD picks up Kirby, throws him like a bowling ball, actually gets a strike. And eventually throws him down here. Also, we have the first mandatory chest. So these lower ones have what is called a star seal in them, and we need these to unlock level 7 much later on. If we don't have them, we actually are stopped and we can't continue. The
So
just like, this door can't open.
My limited understanding is in Kirby games, there's usually like a secret thing you have to do to unlock the actual ending. I'm guessing that's the thing here.
Kind of, except in this case, is to unlock the ending, period.
Oh.
Yeah, this thing's weird like that.
So does this game also have you have to do an extra thing to get the real ending?
No, you get the real ending as long as you've got the mandatory treasure chests.
Okay.
What getting all the treasures does unlock is a thing called extra mode. And in this game, like if you've played other Kirby's, extra mode is pretty much like, oh yeah, that's that like, kind of harder mode, like you have less health and stuff. This one's different. In this one, you instead have the entire game open to you from the start. You can go to any stage in any order, and you're just have to get every treasure chest as fast as you can. It's effectively like an enforced 100% speed run with an ending timer and everything. And that's kind of all there is to it. And let's see if we get this time. Perfect. Okay, so the reason you see me get these question mark bubbles is these open up like a bubble mix, and I can get almost anything in the game, any ability I want, almost any item I want, including invincible candy, and that's going to be very important for a later boss, not the one that's coming up, because we have a strat that's honestly really fast anyway, so we don't have to worry about that one.
So I've played enough Smash to know the tomato is a heal. I'm guessing the sword gives you swords, Kirby.
Yes. The wheels did me well, Kirby. This is
And
down
then-
now.
What is the little pink divination ball?
That is wheel. That is actually a wheel.
Oh, that is the wheel. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, that is, we're gonna want those is, because we're gonna use sword in a bit and then have to swap off of it. And also, if we lose wheel for some reason, we can get it back up.
Paul, is it okay if I can jump in with a quick announcement?
Yeah, go for it.
We've met the target for the boss endurance
Let's
on the Kirby
go!
Squad. You're gonna be doing this after your main run.
Let's go. I'm glad I got that hundo file a couple days ago now.
Let's go.
Yes, GG's chat.
Also,
You're all
Sol,
cute.
we're doing that after the run? I thought you were supposed to do the boss rush before Wily.
Wily told in sick.
Okay. We have Wily at home.
We have Wily at home, and Wily had like a cold. It's okay, it's fine. He'll be all right in a bit. If you have anything else you want to announce, Rexy, this stage also doesn't really have anything to really worry about, so definitely feel free.
Alright, no worries about it. Remember, we are here raising money for CARE International. Founded in 1945, CARE is a leading humanitarian organization fighting global poverty. CARE has more than 7 decades of experience delivering emergency aid during times of crisis, working in over 110 countries. Our emergency responses focus on the needs of the most vulnerable populations, particularly girls and women. Learn more about the charity today at www.care.org.
So I'm actually going to grab one more wheel bubble because I can, that'll definitely be useful for later. I'm going to do that so I don't lose it because I have definitely ended wheel early, hit the fire, and then lost wheel immediately for it. It's not fun. Doesn't really hinder anything. It's just not like, oh, that's unfortunate because I was going to get the extra so I don't have to do that. This is a metal potato. He gives you the metal ability. Don't worry about it right now. That'll be very important later. Because that was the other incentive we have for this, and I know that one's already been met. So, by the way, thank you for that. I know Care appreciates this as well. Honestly, very great cause. Can't thank y'all enough for the donations. But yeah, don't worry about metal right now. It'll be very apparent later. It's a special tool that will help us later. Also, that's Spinny.
Spinny's so adorable. I love them.
Honestly, they're all kind of neat. Like, I actually really like the Roach's design. Like, he's very much kind of like the gentleman thief, but he's also, you know, a bit rat.
But also named Roach.
Yeah, it's also, this is Mrs. Moley. We're not sure if she's related to Moley from Amazing Mirror. And that's why we had Sword. Sword just kind of shreds her, and then we just would swap right back to Wheel because we have extras.
Is that like our one token use of Sword during the run, or is Sword gonna make a comeback?
There is one other place we actually used it, but it's near the end of the run.
Okay.
Ideally, there's nowhere else.
I was just kind of curious as to how much power swapping we're using.
Only a little bit. It's actually I lied. There's one other use for Sword, and it's like in the middle of the run because we have like a mini boss rush, and all of them die very quickly to Sword. Sword in this game does a surprisingly high amount of damage, and it comes out very quickly, so you can just kind of defeat a lot of bosses. In fact, you'll see it a bunch in boss endurance when we get there. Just Sword actually handles more than half of them very, very well for what it does. For the rest of it, Tornado kind of ends up being better because it's a lot safer. And I'd say you might see Tornado. Depends on what our candy situation looks like when we get to our 4th boss. Our 3rd boss, we're actually safe. We're going to be using candy on that one. Small spoiler. There's a reason I really wanted the candy for that one. Candy makes that fight way safer and way faster than anything else can. Other than maybe Tornado. By the way, speaking of mini bosses that are kind of less fun, this is Boxy. She's mean. This is Boxy, she's mean.
She's giving you a present.
Yeah, unfortunately, the present is pain.
Boxy's misunderstood, okay? Boxy is trying to be nice. That is their love language.
Yeah, unfortunately, her love language also includes random jumping, ramming into me. Also, that's Doc. We're gonna just, I don't want to hit that. That's fine. That button brings up the Virtual Console menu on Wii U. Don't worry about it. It was completely irrelevant. But that's Doc. Like I said, he rides vehicles and stuff. We just kind of ram into him a wheel. He gets knocked down for it. It's actually very funny. And then we just kind of take the chest and leave.
Can I also jump in with a quick announcement here?
Yes, go for it.
Okay, so we have the next target goal unlocked, ready to go, which is the final story in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle later on as part of the Sonic block. So if we meet that $150 target, Noble SMB will end up closing her time there with a full-on final story run, going through one more level, and a boss, and a supersonic boss to end up closing out the end story right there for Sonic Adventure 2. I would love more Sonic. I bet the chat would love more Sonic.
I'm looking forward to that Sonic block, so yes, actually.
Yeah, let's go for it! Exclamation mark donate. Remember, you can also pair this with the ongoing dog war for the oh my goodness, for the Red Lantern, which is coming up right after you.
Yeah, I can honestly say both dogs are amazing and deserve love.
Yes, but I've also been told one of them wants to fight God, and I'm kind of here for it.
Yeah, Barkley is a loud boy, and then Iggy will pick a fight with literally anyone. But back to Kirby, because we're on clouds.
We are on clouds, and we're just kind of spin dashing through them, and in fact, we do have a little bit of an obstacle course coming up. There's going to be some very interesting movement to get through it. Yeah, this one. So the idea here is you want to beat Spinny so we can intercept the chest. We're not going to do that because we don't actually need it. But we have a lot of fine movements here where I have to like kind of start and stop wheel a bunch. See if we can do this. That worked, and then they hit me. That's fine. Understandable.
What is the little castle for?
I don't know. They just have like little hideouts, little mouse holes, if you would. By the way, there's nothing to this stage. It's very much just to the end. If there's anything else you want to announce, Rexy, you can feel free. And it's not that...
then.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, yes, we do have a couple of donations. Both of these are anonymous donations, though. It's $10 and $75. So thank you very much. The efforts for care are very well appreciated here as part of the Lady Arcade Super Showcase 2024. Keep on going! Exclamation mark donate!
Alright, so here's the reason we're gonna have candy. So we have basically Tracto, except it's not Tracto.
The cloud boss?
Yes, except for some differences. I'm gonna toss that because I don't need it. I'm gonna wait for you to come down, and it did not register my click. That's fine. This is what Candy does. Candy knows burr. Candy very much knows burr.
I can see it.
And that was Mecha Cracko. You just see Doc just kind of go like, what just happened? Yeah, so candy is a very powerful thing to have for bosses. Bosses just kind of shred immediately to it.
Yeah, no, the moment you hit it once, I was like, that makes sense. Suddenly, I understand why the invincibility candy is so critical for that.
Yeah, and this is the only game you can do it in. Shout outs to the flagship aka Capcom for having that idea. Because it was one of the best ideas they've done, and sadly it never happened afterwards. Okay, that is fine. Sometimes wheel is hard to use in this room because you can just kind of like... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That bottle dude will be dealt with accordingly. They decided to pick a fight with me, and I don't think they know who I am.
So walk me through what other differences are in this game besides you have a power bank to choose from for powers. And apparently we don't have to collect all the hidden things to get the actual ending.
Those are the main ones, that in the story, really. Other weird things I didn't bring up before when you saw my fire movement. I have to double tap every time to do that dash for some reason. The thing does not hold like your dash state between attacks. So I have to like redo that anytime I want to do the burn and dash. It's very weird. Also, those are the smaller enemy for metal. We will be worrying about that later also. That's probably how we're going to actually get metal when we do the final boss. You know, alongside a lot of candy. We're going to need Kirby's entire inventory filled with those because we actually need 5. Realistically, we can do it in 4. I've managed to one time do it in roughly 3, but it is very hard to do it in that. It's very hard to do it with that few, and it's way easier to just make sure we just have plenty.
Is there any scenario where it's worth it to aim in that little final launch, or is it better to just mash through it and continue on?
What do you mean by mash through?
When you've got the little, like, clock cannon thing that you've got a bunch of platforms with power-ups.
So the way I do that is I kind of just time it when Kirby enters. Sometimes I may wait to see what... Maybe like, oh, I want some health or something. I may try to aim for that. Otherwise it's pretty much it. You can mash it or just time it for when he goes in. If you do frame Kirby, you can actually have him enter on the very... come out as soon as he enters and hits, like, the very top item. It's very hard to do. I don't usually go for it. By the way, I hope, speaking of tannins, I hope you like tannins. We're going to be going through a bunch of tannins right now. We're going to do a fire bubble that I don't actually care about, and I'm just going to get rid of it. There we go. By the way, this room is very dark, but it's also very easy to navigate. There's Dr. Wily again, back in his UFO, as he does, you know, getting ready to set up the final stages of the game, and we're just gonna ignore him because he can just do his own thing. He doesn't need us.
Oh, he very much is Dr. Wily. Like, the more I look at him, the more I'm like, yeah, no, that's just straight up Wily.
The only thing missing is Doc just kind of like doing the eyebrow thing. But you know the thing. But anyway, opens up the thing, just kind of does his little eyebrow wiggle, and then closes it back up, goes off.
If Doc ever makes another appearance, I'm gonna need Kirby to get a copy power that's just like an arm cannon.
I want to say he might make another appearance. I'm not, but okay. They do make another appearance in Star Allies. DeRoche uses them as part of his his attacks. But also, DeRoche does show up in the game that came after this one, Kirby Mass Attack. They actually do help Kirby out in that game. I can't say much more than that because I actually haven't really played it, and that game starts very dark. Okay, hopefully we don't actually lose. If we lose Wheel, okay, it's fine. This is our backup plan. This is our backup plan.
Oh, the little whip thing.
Yeah, also, fun fact, Beam is electrical in this game, and that means it travels along the floor here because it's metallic.
Does this game have, like, boss weaknesses? I don't know if that's a thing in the Kirby franchise.
Not in this game. That is a thing in a couple of them, or rather, it's a thing in Star Allies a little bit. Anyway, we don't have an extra candy, so we're going to be doing a different strat here. So Ninja just kind of did us down here really quickly. And then for the boss, we're going to use Tornado. And that is fine. I don't actually have an issue there. And I mistimed it. That's okay. By the way, you made the joke to Dr. Wily earlier. First of all, let me grab this so we have it. Second, this is Yotterdane. It's a giant snail. Or
oh my goodness.
You joked about Dr. Wily. This is like the most Dr. Wily thing in the game.
Doc is now my favorite Kirby villain. Thank you for introducing me to my new Kirby best friend.
And if you learn this game, you get to deal with it multiple times.
I'm starting to get the suspicion you want me to run this game.
I mean, play a Kirby game. Also potentially run a Kirby game.
I mean, that's fair, yes. Probably one should happen before the other.
Yeah, y'all missed the remark earlier when I was like, watch, I'll get you to run this game, but it'll be at the cost of learning Cat Quest.
I'm not against this trade. I've made similar offers to other runners, and Kirby's cute.
Kirby is cute. Sleep is not. I mean, sleep is important. It is cute, but we don't need it. It doesn't help us. Funny part though, it would if we had the ability scroll, and that's another thing this game does that the others don't. Or I guess kind of not. Forgotten Land does a form of it, but there are ability scrolls. That's one of the treasures you can get, and they all empower your abilities in some way. Like Wheel, for example, starts dating like if you run over like ice, it'll actually become an icy wheel and freeze enemies as you go through. Or if it passes fire, like I just did, it will actually go on fire and leave it like a burning trail. It's really neat. But it doesn't do anything for damage. So that's why we don't do it. They're completely optional for that matter. So not worth our time. And ooh, that was very close to hitting me. Glad he didn't. Let's just get ourselves through this last room. And I think the next stage we have is actually our mini boss rush. And you'll start seeing more of why is Sword very strong, and it will become apparent yet again. So thankfully, we have extra wheels. I don't have to worry about mixing it after this, so we're gonna take Sword here. And this is bonkers. He's gonna hit us like that. There we go. Trying to...
That was a boss fight.
Yeah, Sword is good. Also, you've been seeing me crouch a bunch, and so, that's another thing this game also doesn't do after this. If Kirby is crouched, he won't get knocked back, and more importantly, he won't lose his ability. So we can just kind of like tank a hit like this and just kind of run through.
That feels like it should be a big deal.
It's a bigger deal than I have probably made it sound, because I forgot to bring it up.
No. It sounds like a big deal. That's why I'm like, so you just get to ignore a mechanic by crouching. Yes, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's really good. Again, only in this game. Every game before and after it does not do it. This stage is also going to be our best friend. So you see this? We can get this for free. And this is the stage we go to for candy. We will get another one after this stage, because that'll keep us topped off for the most of the run. But we will be coming back here again to farm them when we get to the final boss, because we are going to need 5 of them, and that is by far the fastest way to get them. Like we will have a shopping trip, but unfortunately Kirby went to a candy shop on the way. You know how it is. You go to the candy store and you're just kind of like, yeah, I'm just gonna get all of it now. I'm sorry, the store doesn't exist anymore. I bought it all. Anyways, as I go through the rest of the stage, if we got anything to announce, this would be a good time for it.
Alright then. Well, for all of you who are just tuning in, we are here raising money as part of the Lady Arcadis Super Showcase 2024. Lady Arcadis is an all-women's gaming collective that welcomes all women and femmes in gaming, speedrunners, developers, and casual fans alike. In addition to our cozy private community, we run weekly showcases on our Twitch channel, as well as larger charity events throughout the year, just like this one. Make sure to keep up with Lady Arcadis news and events by joining our public Discord to get all the updates. Type in !Discord to get a link over there.
And good timing on that, because now we have Bobo. Bobo sucks. Bobo is mean. Bobo has been very nice to us. So Bobo can do a lot of things, like just kind of fly around dropping fireballs on us like this right now. He can go off screen like that, which is also incredibly mean. We're good, we got one hit. That turned it on better. Yeah, so Bobo can be very mean and just do that attack, go off stage, and you just see him in the background flying around, and it just wastes your time. It's just great. Shout out to the Kirby community, where we have a member who actually made an emote for that called Bobo Leave, and it's just Bobo flying away. It's like just Bobo turning around flying off. It's great.
It's a Burby.
Oh, by the way, I don't think I ever said what this mini-boss is called. This mini-boss is named Dow Dow.
Down Dow?
Dow Dow, G-A-U-G-A-U.
Got it.
Also, welcome to Ice Fists. Ice Fists are mean. In this game, wheel actually takes extra time to turn if you're on the ground. So if you see me jumping on ice, it's while I turn around. That is the reason. It's so I don't have to deal with that water slide. It's a giant coup from Dreamland to On Fire. No. I hope not. I don't want to think about. I mean, coup to be on fire. It's called coup and burn, but I don't know when he drew the Tanuki tail. Yeah, by the way, there's also extra candies that I know the locations of, and I will grab those just to make sure I'm topped off for our remaining bosses. Because from basically Bobo onward, it is candy all the way down. We don't use anything else on them, aside from the final boss. Normally, we would use Cutter. Because Cutter does a lot of damage. It's very easy to angle it in this game, and it just kind of deals with the final boss very easily. And we use candy for the one before that. So obviously, in this case, we need that for metal.
Yeah. Is Wheels straight up just immune most of the time? Because I saw you just drive through the spikes and not care.
It is immune unless you are turning or you cancel the attack.
Ah.
Or if you bonk the wall. If you bonk the wall, obviously it ends. But any of those, Kirby is not immune, and in fact, when you're starting it up, it's also not immune.
What are those little pink sleepy Kirby thingies?
Those are naughties. They're adorable. They also made Kirby sleep. We don't want him to sleep right now. It's not time.
Kirby's not eepy?
No, he isn't. Not right now. Although it's funny you mentioned that. There's also an idle animation in this game where Kirby does just kind of like go to sleep, sitting there, and will dream of the cake that I swiped from, and he'll like inhale it in the dream, and then just kind of wake up and it's like, oh. Kirby really wants that cake that he didn't get to have earlier. This game is basically the if you've ever... I need to not hit that with my finger. Anyways, what I was trying to say. So, like, anyone that knows, like, Kirby memes and just kind of, like, knows about the whole, like, Kirby goes on a rampage over cake thing, this is the game that came from. It happened once. It happened once, and he never lived it down ever again.
I say we're back to running away from Dr. Wily.
Yep, Dr. Wily's here. We don't need it. It's okay. You can have that chest. I don't know what's in it. I don't remember what's in that one. It's fine. We don't need it. Not important. And in fact, we got the last star seal, so we don't have to worry about those anymore.
Now it's literally just get to the exit and then get a bunch of candy.
Pretty much. Aside from bosses, bosses do drop a chest, and those are required. The game won't continue if we don't. Those, however, are how we unlock boss endurance normally. For this, I have a file with everything collected, and so I'm using that instead. That went okay, I guess. Bossy was a little bit more cooperative, kind of. Aside from the end. Don't worry about those. I know that looks like Master Hand. Don't worry about it. Also, the weird saber thing, just kind of eerily predating Master Sabers from Smash 4.
I mean, apparently Kirby's the main character of Smash, so...
You know what? Close enough. Smash is totally a Kirby game.
At a minimum, it's the Ultimate starts like a Kirby game.
As somebody who has actually run Subspace Emissary a couple of times, no, it is definitely a Kirby game. Absolutely a Kirby game. Like Meta Knight did to show up a lot for it. It's actually kind of fun. Maybe one day I'll do it again. Also, it's time
I'm learning a lot of... Oh, yeah.
It's time for the hardest stage of the game. But it's very hard. You see this? We're just gonna enter the door. And then we're gonna keep going. It only gets harder from here, really. Very careful. Make sure he grabs that so he goes into the door. And don't ask how he fits in there. I don't know, and I don't want the answer. And now
you would literally just ignore everything?
And now for the hardest part. Dr. Wily gets the chest and leaves. Yeah, so that's actually the easiest stage. That's the easiest stage. We do nothing. We let them take the chest and run. Also, here's the roach. The strat is going to be wait for him to do a thing, then to use candy. As soon as he's ready. He's ready.
Okay. Yeah.
He was very ready, it turns out.
Don't mind me. I'm gonna just vibe here and win by existing.
Yeah,
that is how strong Kirby is.
Yeah. Also, Kirby wins by doing nothing. It's hilarious. I love it. By the way, that was another story beat. So we were just about to get the chest. The roach. We actually get it, and then Meta Knight swipes the chest on us. So what?
We get a cake stolen, and then we decide we want to get treasure because we're a pilot. We're a pirate now. And then we decide that we want to race go-karts and beat up a bunch of mice. That's my takeaway from this story. You're not proving me wrong.
Sure, let's go with that.
Also, Dr. Wily makes a cameo, apparently. Kirby lore makes sense. I understand.
The last meme for this is gonna be cursed as anything. But yeah, Meta Knight swipes the chest because it's actually, fun fact, that chest actually does not contain Arcade, it contains the final boss. But instead of telling us this, so we, don't do anything, he just takes it and runs. He doesn't tell us anything, he just leaves. He goes off into his sea. For fun fact, we'll be actually seeing the Halberd in a couple stages from now.
So, to add to the lore then, these monsters are secretly the good guys, and Kirby's trying to release a great evil into the world. And
Yes,
these tweakers are trying to save us.
Well, the Squeaks are just thieves. But one of the chests they have is in fact that chest. So take that how you will. Also, we have another fun mini-boss coming up that I forget the name of offhand, but this is Bubble Crab. And this is like one of the few fights where we'll just do like really fun movement to actually fight them. That was Bubble Crab. That's the only time you'll see it.
Oh, that little bat monster is cute too.
They're mean, they actually chase you. Bubble Crab, my beloved. Yeah, Bubble Crab's actually very cute. Kind of up there with Water Doppelros. Also, this stage is just going to be kind of navigating through it, so aside from happy fun swim time with Spinny. If there's any announcements, Rexy, go for it.
All right then. Okay then. So here's something that I can end up bringing up here. We have a couple of incentives going on right now. We are very close to the start of the Red Lantern, and we still have the bid war between Iggy and Barkley for your protector dog choice. So the dog that has the most money by the time that the run starts will be the one chosen for that run, which will happen right after the Kirby Squeak Squad Boss Endurance run, which we met the target for earlier. And talking of targets, you can also donate for a poll and a target at the same time. And the current target is Final Story in Sonic Adventure 2, as ran by Strawberry Jam. So we are seeing 5 characters go through one big main stage. Shadow going off against a big alien monster thing. And then the ultimate Supersonic and Super Shadow showdown right at the end. No, the teamwork together right at the end. Oh, that is so hype for a Sonic band. You know, live and learn, hanging on the edge of tomorrow. Yes! Let's get that target met for when that run happens later on today.
As someone who plays Sonic Adventure 2 in her randomizer pool, I wholeheartedly support this being an incentive that we meet. Also, if it helps you choose between the doggos, Barkley is the red dog and Iggy is the yellow dog. So if you have a favorite color, that might help you choose too.
By the way, fun fact, we're actually on the halberd right now. But you remember in Superstar how the thing actually, you know, fell out of the air and sank below the ocean? Yeah, it's actually here. It's actually here. The Kirby lore is, no, this is actually where it ended up in the Secret Sea. By the way, this stage is basically just use wheel, get to the end, try to do it well, and I'm gonna try to fail this task very successfully. I failed this task perfectly. Don't ignore the part where I got the chest. So you figure, so who would we find? Meta Knight, probably, because, you know, we're on the halberd. Fun fact, the halberd's actually operational.
You're gonna have to elaborate for me. What is the halberd? Is it just Meta Knight's ship?
It's just his ship.
Okay.
It's just his ship. In Superstar, there's a sub-game called Revenge of Meta Knight, where we, completely wreck this thing with the entire crew just collectively freaking out over Kirby just kind of going through it with ease. By the way, the Roach tried to swipe the chest and opened it up, and oops, it's the final boss, so now he's possessed. That's it. That's the story. He got possessed, and now we're we're using the halberd to go off into space.
So I'm going to take advantage of someone who knows Kirby lore and ask you a very important question.
Okay.
Is Meta Knight just a Kirby?
We're not sure, but he looks very much like a Kirby, so probably, but they never actually confirmed or denied it. And if you don't have the Kirby anime, then yes, actually, but also that's considered non-canon.
Aww.
It's very complicated. Also, that's our last free candy, and normally that'd be our last candy of the run. It's not, since we need 4 more.
And that's why we go back and we do the revisit.
That is why we do the 5-4 revisit for metal. Just we need all of it. One candy will not be enough. Metal can't really fight bosses. Bosses are one of the few things that it's not invincible to. And our only way to attack is like a little ground pound that only works if we're basically a pixel away from being hit. As you can imagine, for most bosses, this is not viable. So we don't do it.
Now I want to see a task doing it.
That would actually be a neat task to see. As somebody who has actually done Metal Percent, the best Kirby category, I would love to see that as a task and just see, like, what could you do to actually make it kind of not need candy, but honestly, candy is still faster. But at the end of the day, candy will still win out because it does way more damage than you ever will. But also, I'd love to see what Metal could do if you could actually get like the perfect position in with it. If anyone's watching this and they want to try like a really weird, you know what? That's fine.
Why is there a random ninja throwing kunai at us?
Because reasons.
Also, space water.
We're in space. Space is weird. Yeah, so normally I would like to have that for the mini boss in 8-3 here, but I guess we're not going to be doing that, and that's okay. I'm gonna get rid of that bubble while I'm at it. Game, please. Okay, so what I wanted to do is swap the sword, beat our mini boss here, swap back the wheel. Can't do that. So instead, I'm just gonna do that and just go without. It's okay. It's not a big deal. I have a backup that I'll use, and honestly, it's kind of a fun one. So first, we're gonna get fire, so we have something. And again, keep in mind, double input for every time I want to do that. And the Wii U gamepad isn't the best, so sometimes I get diagonals I don't want.
Oh, so you have to like manually hit the dash?
I have to manually hit right or left twice, and then B. It is very awkward.
Oh my goodness.
None of the others do this. The rest of them will preserve dash, so you don't have that kind of thing happening. But now I'm gonna drop this, and I did a show of high jump. High jump is surprisingly good for horizontal movement here.
Okay, but I'm here for that outfit, though.
Yeah, honestly, it's like a cool little cape. I love it. But he actually does surprisingly quick with high jump. It's kind of neat. It's a very good backup for if we don't have wheel for whatever reason. And normally I'd actually keep it for the final boss because we get a cutter bubble here. But that's not what we're doing because we got the incentive for metal percent, for metal final boss. So that is the wrong world. Kirby, honey, I need you to go to the other one. Go to the volcano. Thank you. And I'm just gonna drop this now so I don't have to worry about it. I said I'm gonna drop this so I don't have to worry about it. Am I slightly off? I might be slightly off. There it is. So we need to do this 3 more times.
And then we become invincible.
Sort of. Especially we just need a bunch of it.
Do we not just use it for the entirety of the boss fight?
We do, but we don't want to... We kind of want to be careful about when we use it.
Oh.
Like that little song that plays, it loops 3 times, and at the end of the 3rd loop is when the candy, ends. Like, you'll hear the music kind of fade out. I didn't chain that to Dever, but I do still have to be careful that it is very finite. I don't get a chance to replenish it between the fights. And now that I have metal, let me actually show you what metal does. This is metal. We're big and heavy. We're very heavy now. We're basically like stone. Like, we have a little ground pound. That's it. This is our movement speed now.
This does not look fast.
This is how fast we float. So you know the whole there's like a big climb. It's like 30 seconds normally. It's about 2 minutes now. It's about 2 minutes. It's basically just Metal Gear Kirby now.
But he was flying at a normal speed in that cutscene.
The cutscene is different. The cutscene we actually didn't know like we need to. So we're gonna wait for Darosh to do something, do the right setup here.
Oh, for Kirby. Oh, he really just doesn't move.
This is very unfortunate.
He's just not cooperating at all.
He's not playing nice at all, and I need him to really be better about this. I got nothing out of that, and that's really bad news. If he doesn't cooperate after this one, I'm gonna leave the stage and I'll just go back to 5-4. It's fine. Okay, 2 is gonna be very... It's gonna be very spicy for this, we'll say. It'll be fine. But I have to put this in my mouth for a very important reason. The game will make me grab this, and we don't need it. Triple star, triple what? We have the best ability here. We have metal.
Oh my goodness.
And as soon as I catch up to this story, it's over. Yeah, by the way, you didn't just walk through normal enemies, no problem. Like, normal enemies can do absolutely nothing. No attack will hurt us. Only mid-bosses and proper ones.
But chunker heavy Kirby. Oh
and
my
now,
goodness.
it's time.
Oh no.
Do you know that one? Do you know that one?
Oh no.
Do you know that one song from Metal Gear Solid 3 that's usually put to climbing the ladder?
Yes.
Well, imagine that right now. This is basically what we're doing.
Oh no.
I would argue it's such a thrill.
Is this the only time Metal Kirby's shown up, or is this a frequent power-up?
This is the only game Metal's ever been in.
Okay.
I have actually done a full run of this. It's honestly kind of a very interesting run. It takes like a run that's like maybe 45, 50 minutes, and it's about like double the length.
Oh
it changes it into like into an almost 2-hour run. And you have to use lots of yes, we're still in a meme, Kirby. By the way, that's the final boss. So that's Dark Nebula. We don't know anything about it. It just kind of shows up here, and that's it.
I see.
Been trying to catch over the years, but the franchise moves too fast. Yeah, that's basically it. And with any luck, we can kill this in 2, but if not, I will just probably juggle it. That's the only other way I can fight.
While you're fighting this one, can I quickly read out a donation?
Definitely.
Gotta keep it short but sweet. We have a $25 donation from Laszlo saying less than 3. Yes, thank you so much for that one. Bringing the start of a target towards final story in Sonic Adventure 2, and the choice of dog for the Red Lantern. We are so close towards the start of that run. Iggy and Barkley, who will come out top? Exclamation mark, donate in the chat.
Yeah, so this is incredibly unfortunate. That's the only way to hurt it otherwise.
I mean, it works.
It does, but it's not very good.
Hey, my favorite part about watching runs, especially from talented runners like you, is just watching when things go off the wall and you have to do recovery strats. Because then it's like, oh yeah, this person knows. They understand the game.
Oh yeah, we can also... Ooh, that was close.
I'm guessing you can't blow air bubbles to damage the boss.
No, those don't work.
This would have been a great time for the star.
There we go. That's fine, I'm just wired up so he doesn't hurt me. I lied. It's okay. Very erratic movement here.
Up.
This is fine. Ooh,
Middle table.
That's fine.
We're so close.
Come on, I need you to play a little bit nicer, Dark Nebula. The one time the final boss is actually a problem.
No.
I need to keep that though.
Oh, this is so tense. I love it.
I get up there for an attack, maybe? Not quite. Oh no, just break, please. This is not doing. This should be doing better. Okay, you know what? Close enough. I used the sword for metal. Time will be coming when the screen fully fades to white. That was the most stuffed metal fight I think I've ever had. Time.
Right, that was great to watch, though. That was impressive.
That's what happens when things are very wrong. I probably should have just gone back to 5-4.
I was not so low-key holding my breath for a lot of it.
I was very worried when I was like, oh no, I'm one hit away. I need to just kind of just do this instead. It's fine. It's close enough.
This felt like we needed a second camera, literally saying live Alara reaction. That was brilliant.
Live Alara reaction, live me reaction, which is just, this is fine. In fact, actually, you know what? I can pop this real quick. I know There we go. There's my thoughts on it. What was the time for that after that one? I'm very curious now.
Your time was 56:36.
Okay, worst case, I would have been able to just redo it, but that would have been very unfortunate.
Honestly, with how scuffed that was, it was impressive.
Yeah, for what it's worth, we do get the cake at the end. Like the sweets are kind of like, yeah, you know, we feel kind of bad here. Have some cake. Not the same one, but he gets his cake back. Because also the game is just like, well, where was the cake though? As Kirby just kind of goes back home. Anyways, we have our other incentive now, so boss endurance. This one's interesting because in this one you fight every boss in order, so it goes from like first boss to final boss, kind of the same progression. And it even uses the same like stage setup. So if you want, you can start time when I enter this room. So 3, 2, 1, go. And we have a little bit of a laundry list. So we're going to grab high jump. We're going to grab sword. Sword's going to be a really big damage dealer. We want cutter for the final boss. And we want tornado for a few bosses that'll be a little bit safer. We're going to pop sword because that is going to be far and away our best boss dealer for a little while. So here's DDD again. And this is what sword does when I time it right. Luckily,
I see.
Luckily, we're on a 100% file, so I have like far more health than normal. All the abilities have like these little scroll icons next to them. Sword doesn't benefit too heavily, it gets elemental properties, but they only really help for puzzles. They don't do any extra damage. Ooh, that was unfortunate.
It still just cancels DDD's attack, which is huge.
Yeah, we also only get 1 tomato for this whole thing, but that honestly, that's fine. By the way, Miss Bully damaged herself with that attack, and she was low enough to just knock herself out. And now you're thinking, well, Meta Tractor, didn't you say a tornado was like the big thing? Yeah, Sword actually can fight this pretty handily, turns out. We do this. Sword just gets like an attack that's very like final cutter. And this actually works very well. We're gonna just kind of play it safe. That big electrical field will hurt us. And we're just gonna wait for the platforms. That's actually a good platform pattern. I'm gonna go to the upper side. Just hit the boss like that. Ooh, that was actually very good luck.
Good job.
And if you think that one's a wild one for Sword, let me show you Yado Dane, where we're going to be doing a lot of damage boosting. So I'm going to go right over to the edge. I'm going to wait till I take a hit here. 1.
Ah, I see it.
Yeah, like we crouch to take the hit. We do 3 swings, crouch again, and just barely have enough time to actually do that. It's a very neat rhythm. And surprisingly, this is actually good for Bobo. We can just barely reach. Good pattern. I'm gonna kind of warp myself back to the edge so I'm safe. Alright, I'm gonna pop this for safety, because just so I don't have to worry about that. And now we're gonna switch back to Tornado. Tornado also gets elemental stuff, so like this ice, if I Tornado over it, it'll actually become icy and much bigger. And that does mean it doesn't do more damage, but it means Tornado has a much bigger hitbox than normal.
Not too different from the invincibility version of the fight.
Not really. That's Tornado tends to be the backup anyways. We also use it for Meta Knight, because Meta Knight would be faster with other abilities, but they're far less safer, and Meta Knight's very hard to deal with without some way of just kind of not dealing with his attacks. And right now he's trying to parry everything. We don't like that. He's finally on. We're finally doing damage. Come on, Meta Knight. Work for me. Good. Yeah, it's kind of like what Crystal Shards did to a point. And it's a thing that will come up later with Star Ally. Star Ally kind of has like that whole thing going on also. Oh, I was unlucky with the bomb.
I like the combination of powers he has and all the fun little toys and bombs and wands.
Oh, it's
and
actually
hammering.
even, speaking of Star Allies, he actually gets to use almost all of this. It's actually very neat. There we go. And this is the reason we grabbed high jump, is once we do this, we're going to go through that same stuff we did at the end of the game. So we go through that whole sequence again. And
But instead we go fast.
And high jump is way faster than almost anything else. Like, we could use wheel if we really wanted, but high jump is better for vertical movement, and that's why we're taking it. The scroll for this one does actually make it do more damage, but it's kind of irrelevant. We only use it for movement. Just go through that. So hopefully this will go a lot more smoothly than the last thing did. By the way, Cutter is really big now and penetrates. It hits things multiple times. It's actually even better for damage now. Aside from this boss, because their invulns kind of
Oh, that is a long invuln window. If you don't do metal, what's the any percent weapon for this fight?
what I'm using right now. Cutter is actually very strong. And that's it. Time will be the same way as it does for any percent, so when the screen fully fades. Yeah, so Cutter goes surprisingly burr in this game. Especially with the scroll. And they do a little congratulations screen, and then it goes back to this. So, yeah, that is Sweet Swan, that is Boss Endurance. Boss Endurance is actually very fun. Like, a very short thing. Like, I know my PB for that is usually, it's like, just over 6 minutes. But it's really fun. I'm glad I got to show both that and the metal final boss, especially with how spicy that got with the candy strats. Honestly, both times I've run this game in marathons, I've had that not go as quite as well as I'd like. But some really quick shout outs. Let me of course shout out the Kirby community itself. Lots of really good people, lots of really good runners. If you want to learn this game, if you want to learn any other game in that series, definitely the place to go to. You can find it through like our speedrun.com pages. We'd be more than happy to have you. Obviously, shout outs to everyone at Lady Arcaders. Lots of great people, lots of great runners. And I know Alara's got her run right after this one. Definitely watch that. I'm curious to see which dog wins. I hope it's Ziggy. As for myself, you can find me at twitch.tv/BeamQueenSol. I do a lot of platformer and other Kirby, and a lot of platformer stuff in general, especially Kirby. And I dabble in some other things alongside that, but yeah, I'd love to see you. Or you know, follow for the cute Eevee, I guess. Anyways, I think
it was a pleasure. Thank you for having me for this.
Of course. I'm excited to see you eventually maybe learn a Kirby game. Or at
We
least
can
play
chat
another
about
one.
that afterwards.
Yes, for now, we got another run, we got plenty of other runs coming up.
Hiya! Thanks once again to BeamQueenSol for showcasing Kirby Squeak Mouse Attack Squad. I'm blending both titles together, so it's there, we've got it. So cute though, we needed a whole bunch of pink, and very soon it will be the turn of the blue blur. We've got some amazing games coming up as part of the Lady Arcade's Super Showcase 2024, as well as our weekly Attract Mode showcases. So have you got anything you'd like to show off to the world? Submit your ideas over to Attract Mode. You're welcome to submit any kind of showcase as long as it's game related. Want to go fast? Want to show off your Animal Crossing town? Want to paint a mural? Want to compare some music? Want to bake a video game related pie? Want to show off your game dev skills? Visit ladyarcaders.com for more details about that. And on that note, my time here is done until I end up on comms as part of the Sonic block later on. So, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the marathon, and Clockwork Ophelia will be here to guide you shortly. Ta-ra for now.